Fuji's and Mob Deep trying to diss now too, huh? Well, I ain't prejudiced, I don't give a fuck. This is what it sounds like. We ride on our enemies. Biatch. We ride on our enemies. Hey, got some static with some niggas on the other side of town. And my little cousin K-Roll, he's a rider now. What they want from us motherfucking thug niggas. Used to love niggas, now I plug niggas. And slug niggas and my wrong niggas making songs trying to get with us. Must be gone all the stress, we in the West we trust. To the chest I bust, then we ride till the sun come. Shining back to brighten up the sky. I mean he died, heard the Fuji was trying to do me. Look bitch, I got your face, this ain't no motherfucking movie. Then we watch the other two die slow. Castrated entertaining at my motherfucking slideshow. Bam, set my planet mode. Time to exterminate my foes. I can't stand you hoes. Now label this my fucking trick shot. My lyrics running all you cowards out of hip hop. When we ride on our enemies. When we ride on our enemies. I bet you motherfuckers die when we ride on our enemies. When we ride on our enemies. Bet all you motherfuckers die when we ride. When I ain't take a journey through my mind's eye. You cross the game, don't explain, nigga, time to die. Say goodbye, watch my eyes when I pull the trigger. So right before you die, you bobbing for a bigger nigga. Now try your eyes, you was heartless on your hits. Niggas love to scream beats after they saw some shit. Pay attention, these are words to those that rob me. I murder you, then I run a train on my beat. Don't fuck with me, nigga, you barely living. Don't you got sickle cell? See me have a seizure on stage, you ain't feeling well. Hell, I mean niggas wanna be involved. So I'm talking to me. I'll kill all of y'all. Then ball. Then tell the brat to keep her mouth closed. Fuck around and get tossed up by the fucking outlaws. Before I leave, make sure everybody heard. No, I meant every motherfucking word when we ride on our enemies. When we ride on our enemies. Make sure everybody die when we ride on our enemies. When we ride on our enemies. I make sure everybody die when we ride on our enemies.
How's it going, everybody? It's Man of Tomorrow here. Thank you for sharing, and continuing to subscribe to my channel. I love this topic because it's always true no matter what you actually do with the actual topic itself. Alan Roger Currie doesn't work for men. Alan Roger Currie works for women. How you know those things? Who he requires the most out of. Alan Roger Currie requires the most out of men. They want you to be honest with women. They want you to name your intentions up front with women. Like, Mode 1 is a tool for women to get the most out of men. It's not the tool for men to get the most out of women. So, listen. If you don't understand the sleight of hand, sir, this system of Mode 1 was created before social media was invented. This system was created before the Me Too movement. This movement was created, and the book was created before men understood how women really thought about stuff. Not the bullshit way that Ron Wills is actually doing with people, because he's on the same bullshit too. Like, you have to understand that they require honesty out of you and non-honesty out of the counterpart. That's the deal. They want to feed you back into the same system that they didn't resolve. Because there's not a person who's 50 years old survived until they're 50 years old with a system to where they're helping most of the women get the most out of the men. I'm in Mississippi. I can tell you right now. Most of these dudes, and there's a lot of fire ass, super fine motherfuckers out here. I'm talking about from the age of 20 to like fucking 60, and you can't tell the difference. So if you want to get access to these women in this type of environment, you're going to have to play their system their way to get that shit. And you have to understand that you're not going to win anything from any man who's trying to feed you into the system. Like most of these women around the community that I've grown up at, they're worshipped as deities in this environment itself. And they was fine as fuck 20 years ago. 25 years ago, these motherfuckers was crazy fucking fine. It's still, I, I can't show the pictures. I won't, because you'll know. Bro, listen. Alan Roger Currie is not your friend, man. Alan Roger Currie is here to find every compromised man who wants a masculinity verified through sexual compromise to give yourself to women, to state your intentions up front. Like, okay, Game Changer and who was it? Bernard Raleigh did a show earlier today. And you know what that show is about? And that is a members only podcast, I think, at this point, that you're going to have to look at. But at the end of the day, they're here to protect the woman's choice ability. They're not here to protect the man's choice ability. Because you have to understand, on one side, on the male side, there's sexual access. On the women's side, there is the court system. There is funding for schools. There is federal contracts based on being a woman-owned business. All of those things are based on you giving up your power to one side of the argument. And it's a relic of the past. What it is like Alan Roger Currie's actual idea of what he's actually doing is nothing but feminist propaganda. It's nothing but feminist propaganda. 100% feminist propaganda. Because you have to state your intentions up front as a man. But you get to hide behind makeup, fake eyeliners, all these type of ramifications and tools of equipment to hide the actual woman's body type, body shapers and all that shit. Imagine if a man had to hide his productivity behind bullshit game, fake receipts to companies where they worked at, fake internet profiles until you actually looked into them and realized that guy never worked there. Imagine if a man hide his actual true self behind Airbnb houses that he claimed that he owned. Imagine if a man hide himself behind Lamborghinis that you can rent, like in Denver, you can rent them. It's not hard to rent. You know where they are. There's only but two of them. Ferraris. You can rent them. There's nothing but two places where you can rent both of those places. Imagine if a man hid his productivity or lack thereof behind those type of things. Imagine if a man did that. And imagine if there was a woman on the woman's side of the ticket that promoted women falling for the actual idea of a man providing that to women. You see, that's what mode one is. There is no proof of mode one on camera. I've seen mode one on camera. I've seen what happens when you let your sexual intentions known to a person that you don't know. They kick your ass out in a heartbeat. So Alan Roger Currie is here to help women get the most out of men. They are not here to help men get the most out of women. Because you're doing all the approaching, she's all doing all the thumbs up and thumbs down. That's not how the system works. It's not how the system works at all. And you know what it does? It gets Bravo Alpha Novembers the ability to lie about what they get and how they get it by lying about such a system, even though there's no particular proof that anything has been gained. Because if it's not proven on camera, then it doesn't exist. And you have these personnel who come through, they make these comments on my channel 40, 50,000 for 40 or 50 thumbs up. No, you can't. Please. If you think this stuff is true, here's the email. You can come on and you can explain it. That's the email. You could bring your ass on because the author's not going to come on and prove his point. He is proving his point through your abject ignorance and lying about how much you get. You have to realize and understand that if this guy is at the age that he's at, he should have a lot of videotape of him doing what the hell he's doing. A lot. But see, most Bravo Alpha Novembers have exactly that path of God. And like I seen him question your, and he did the same to me on the live stream, by the way. The same thing that he did to you. He questioned my actual sexual preference because I asked him for proof. He did the same thing to me on King Sigma's panel. When I asked him about, okay, this stuff is true. You've been in business for 20-something years. How about you provide some videotape proof? I could drop, I told him, I'd drop your ass in any area of the Denver metro area. You can go to Lodo, where there is 100,000 motherfuckers downtown. I could drop you off in Castle Rock, which is outside the city. You can go to the Cherry Creek area. I could drop you off in Aurora, several different areas. I could take you all the strip club circuit because I used to own one. I could go to all these club owners and like, boom, we need a setup system so we can have social psychologists grade your mode one system. Mode one is about getting women to get the most out of you and get your dumb ass up there to state your intentions up front. You guys have to understand that among compromised men, they're trying to escort you back into the same women that you can't let go and that you cannot leave alone. You see, dudes like this have been doing this shit for a while. I know. I used to make money off of motherfuckers who thought there was Alan Roger Currie. Full disclosure, I made the most money that I've ever made in clubs whereby dudes who thought that they had this game shit under control. These dudes would be glad to have a woman, a stripper, remember their name. These dudes would be the dudes paying for the whack ass box wine that I would buy for $100 for, like, I don't know, 40 or 50 pours that I used to sell for $10 or $15 to these dumbass motherfuckers who used to come through the club. I'm telling you, most of these dudes work for the women. But here's the thing about the women. The women don't give a damn about the free labor that men provide them. Women don't give a shit about the free labor that women provide them. Why? They agree with the men, but the women are not claiming the women. The men are claiming the women. The women are not claiming the men. The women are not claiming the men. The women were never claiming the men. The women would take the free actual service of the men, but they never claimed them. Where's the proof? Remember the fucking Wendy's actual commercial? Where's the beef? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? And the dudes who are willing to jump off the cliff to actually hold up mode one, which has never been verified, those are the actual dudes that you need to stay away from. When I first owned the club, I was listening to an older club owner who told me this. If a man would lie on his dick, he would lie about everything else in the universe. In the military industrial complex field, if a man would lie on his taxes, he would lie to you about everything else. That's how it is. So how does he work for men while he requires the most honesty out of men, but he don't require any type of honesty out of the women? Nah, he can't do no insert dog face here. Not with this shit. I'm 100% verified. I will invite him to an actual place to practice his mode one. I will invite him to a place. We will fly into a club. He'll choose the club up front. We can go to Chicago. We can go to St. Louis. We can go to any place where I got mad connections with fucking club owners. And I will see your ass prove that you mowed one on camera. I want to see the look on a bitch's face when she slapped the fuck out of you about trying to try her like that. Mo one work on hoes. Mo one don't work on feminine and culture women. But it's bitch nigga fantasy to actually think that this shit exists. And yes, I do want to stomp out and I do want to destroy it. Because if you're getting by on the actual broken man that you come out here and do this shit for, I do want you to pay for that shit. I do want you to actually prove your point. I know these club owners. We talk about these dumbass motherfuckers all the time behind the scenes. We know. Okay. Like I said, if mode one worked, there would be more women out here claiming these men. Full circle. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Now, what I do give actually Alorada Currie credit for is the Beta Male Revolution. I think that is his best book. I think that is one of the best books ever written. And I'm so mad that that book is not his primary book that he fucking pushes. I get mad as fuck at that. Gotta get mad as fuck at that. This dude could have been a multi-millionaire right now off of the beta male revolution. Right now, with the things that are going on right now, the beta male revolution was the actual book that he should have stood behind. What's going on, Yori? And I'll defend that book to my grave, The Better Male Revolution from Alan Roger Currie. I think it's one of the best things ever written. I think that the Beta Male Revolution is required reading for every man in America. I think the Beta Male Revolution is the book that you should read. Why? It was before he did all this other stuff. And he knows I love that book more than anything else on the planet. But if you wrote the Beta Male Revolution, there's no way you could have wrote the other three books. And that's what I got a problem with ARC with. Because within Black America, as long as you can lie to, for, and about women and support their side of the argument, you're supposed to get this free ass pass. No, sir. Hand me your bank records. I'll show you how you are tricking still. Yeah, a man of productivity is actually tricking no matter what he says. Unless you're dealing with abject hoes that you pitch and release that you should be doing with in the first place, then you're a damn fool for messing with women like that. How are you going to be able to attract an actual woman of culture if you don't have your shit together? If you can't demonstrate it in front of her parents. Like, I had to demonstrate that shit for the woman that I got. I had to demonstrate that. I didn't have to demonstrate mode one in front of a woman to get sexual access. So what it is like, you know, when you see these romance novels in the checkout aisle of like Walmart, like this is what the checkout aisle bullshit is about for men. It's mode one. You know how the fat bitches get the goddamn the cover with the dude with his shirt off, rip abs and everything else, and everybody else think. And most of the women who don't qualify for that dude in the first place, or most of the women who are buying that book just for the cover, that's what mode one is for men. Except for mode one is the braggadocio version of the actual checkout counter book for the women. That's what it is. I could challenge them on that point. No one can ever tell me that I'm wrong about what I'm talking about. If you think I'm wrong, jump your ass on the live stream. And please not sound like a Bravo Alpha November while actually telling me about what you think. The military industrial complex does the same thing, by the way. They require abject honesty out of people who they do not care about and they do not trust. But the other side of the argument, which is everybody else in the United States military, get to act wherever the fuck they want to act toward these people because they don't care about those people. That's how that works. You require more honesty out of a person who you're trying to use than the person who you're trying to get something out of. That's how that works. He requires more honesty out of you and brag on the fact that he honestly got laid with all those people. Because remember, we had like the actual lay count gate with most people claiming 1,000 lay counts, 500 lay counts, 750 lay counts. But they're claiming the women, but the women don't claim them. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule with Superhead and most of these other women who's actually been through a lot of dudes and got paid by it. Those women are pretty upfront with how many dudes that they've been through. What about the dudes? What about these book authors? What about these game claimers who don't have those level of women on their side, claiming that, oh yeah, this stuff works? The women that actually say that this stuff works are most people who are over the hill. Most people who want that type of male attention right now. Those are the people who they want to actually think that mode one works. They want the men who don't have any sense, who don't understand they're putting all of your intentions on a platter and pushing it to her direction. What's going on, game changer? Like how that works. Mode one is a claim. Mode one can never be proven. It can never be proven on tape. Because the moment that you start, in his eyes, lying to a woman about your intentions, you are somehow a lesser man. And they always talk about, oh, well, what's the other dude? AMS, oh, well, he lies to women. He lies to women. I'm like, dude, listen. Any woman who's showing up to you with makeup, big ass eyelashes, body shapers, wearing specific outfits that actually fit their point of view. Whenever you see them on dating apps, they take pictures from the perfect side that shows you everything that you want. That's also a lie. But see, women get to lie to men. What's going on, agency and rap? But men don't get to lie to women. So he's trying to make it look like a guy who shows up, clearly shows up himself. He's gonna tell the absolute truth about everything that he's dealing with. And this a system of mode one is going to work on a woman in modern society where you have to tell the absolute truth about everything that you're doing, and she don't have to do anything but do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Look at the analytics on Alan Roger Currie. There's a lot of analytics with the women versus the men because women are trying to figure out how they can get the most out of men right away, while Alan Roger Currie doesn't really teach men how to get the most out of women. There's not a panel of women that you've ever seen on YouTube talking about, oh, Mo wants to work so good on me. Oh, that man came up to me. He gave me everything that his intentions were on a platter. And let me tell you, that stuff worked on me every single time. Name me the female panel where that worked. That's what I'm saying. Bro, this stuff is very clear who he works for. He don't work for men. He worked for broken men who want to lie about their actual access to women within the environment because that's what everybody has done. I'm here, I'm in the South. I'm right now. I'm looking at all the women right now who are fine as hell that can't nobody afford. Why? She got 6 baby daddies. You mean to tell me that you're gonna walk up to some of these women who got 2 and 3 kids about all your intentions on the table up front and they ain't got to tell you anything in return? This is crazy. Why would you put yourself in a deficit to simply get sexual access when sexual access for you could cause you every single thing in society and it doesn't cost her anything? That's right. Honesty is for the loser in this case. Honesty is for the loser. Tell them about it. Right now, I'm walking around the South right now. I see women that look amazing with dudes that you think that they don't deserve to be around. There is no height requirement when it comes to productivity in other environments. You see dudes, women with the craziest body types on the fucking planet. They ain't got to be some 6'3" dude who got a ribbed ass fucking ab stomach and make $100,000 a year. You're a crazy motherfucker to think that. Like I said, it requires a lot of lack of critical thinking to believe Mo one works. At this point, since Me Too, since the Cosby charges, since the R. Kelly charges, since the Me Too movement, no, dude, you guys to come out here and prove that Mo one works. I'm not going to be able to sit here and actually believe you without proof. Because, see, they created another system outside of that, which meant that if you criticize in any shape, form, or fashion how a man lied about access to sex, you were LGBT community. And this is how this fan fiction grows, because if you can't criticize things for the actual nonsense and the BS that it is, it allows people to lie more and more about how those things happen. Dude, I grew up with those dudes too, who claim, like, dude, we all don't have cars. We all riding around on bikes. We all are around each other nearly 24 hours a day outside of school. But everybody was claiming how much ass that they were getting. We grew up around dudes like this. We did. And we know there was no way in the hell between hanging out, playing all these sports during the day, and your ass actually coming to home before the actual light came on the light post, that you had all this time to mess around with women. We knew you were lying. We knew these dudes were lying all the time. We knew it. Yeah, Ross Master, man, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I already sent them a letter, so I got to wait for them to send me a notification back so that way we can see what's going on with that. But yeah, that's what it is. And you know what I found out today, or during this actual weekly visit to the South where I'm from? I found out that most of these women's lifestyle are far too expensive for men to actually afford. Yes, men are not stupid enough to walk into a 2 and 3 baby daddy household and try to stunt on women. It's finally here, folks. These dudes are no longer that damn stupid to be doing this. And the only dudes who are this stupid are the dudes who are young as hell who ain't got their productivity together. That's what happened here. They got the access that they want. They just don't got the productivity that they need to keep their lifestyle going. So this is why they look to Ron Wills, Alan Roger Currie, and all these other older boomer or older Gen X dudes to sell out men within the environment itself to help the women win. Mode 1 is not a system that helps men. It's a system to help women. That's what it is. A system to help women. When you see Alan Roger Currie around, you don't see him around business people. You don't see him around other dudes who really got their stuff together. The only people that he is actually around is men that do not have their shit together. Remember, these women can claim Alan Roger Currie anytime that they want. They haven't yet. And nothing that I'm saying is untrue. Name me an actual man or boy who was raised to be a man within an actual society that would send you off to learn how to deal with uncultured women by a guy like this. My grandfather told me about dudes like this. These type of guys are male predators, preying on other men who don't understand how the system works. And there's not that many men left that you could run this type of nonsense on because the younger men within this society are not actually falling for this stuff anymore. That's where we're at. Anybody who claims to be a dating coach has a lot to prove at this point, especially past Me Too. Anybody who claims to be a former pimp still dealing with all these raggedy ass human beings that they shouldn't be dealing with, you got a lot to prove. Drove a lot of men to suicide. A lot of them. A lot of dudes who thought they had game because they had productivity and sexual access. They end up busting one off and they end up ruining their whole life. This is why all dating coaches are trying to help women get the most out of men, not men get the most out of women. You're never going to be able to get the most out of women if the women have more protection than you do within the society. I mean, look at Johnny Depp and all the stuff he went through, all the text messages, all the emails. It didn't do anything, sir. It didn't do anything for the court case. Why? You have a bunch of Bravo Alpha Novembers, the legal Bravo Alpha Novembers, the actual judges who shouldn't be on the bench, who looked at all this stuff and just said, we're still going to believe her anyway. They require more discipline out of the side that doesn't have power. How many times have you seen it when police officers pull over actual adult human beings that they're supposed to be protecting? Don't they require so much discipline, so much patience out of the actual person that they're supposed to be protecting rather than the trained professional that's supposed to be protecting the person? It's the same concept. The same concept. It's not different. Name me a millionaire or a billionaire son or daughter who actually needed this type of help. Anybody who has any level of business critical thinking would see that he is helping the woman, not you. He's not for you. Thanks for the $20 super chat. And you are correct. If you're productive, there's no need to put yourself in a compromising position. You are correct. Unless you're sexually compromised and willing to be sexually compromised from the first beginning. If you're willing to be sexually compromised from the first beginning, nobody is to have any type of sympathy for you for the situation that you put yourself in outside of that. Didn't he get railroaded? He sure did. He sure had proof. Proof, written proof. It did not matter to him. He went through a couple of what do you call it? Challenges to the court. Still didn't matter. They still wanted that dude to take an L anyway. Dude, listen. You can approach hell. You can directly approach hell. But if your ass is trying to catch hell at the end of the day, no matter where your direct or indirect approach to uncultured people happen, that's all on you. You don't deserve any sympathy. Because it was people from Alan Roger Currie's generation that created the actual women and the men that we have today that actually need a makeup exam of how to deal with these uncultured women. But see, we created an environment to where these dudes can get away with this shit as long as they can brag about how much ass they got. You can get as much as you want once you got your shit together. But once you get your shit together, it's kind of like diabetes in your 50s. By the time you get the chance to eat all the banana pudding that you want to in your goddamn 50s, you really can't do that shit in your 50s because it's not healthy for you. It doesn't make any sense to do something that's dumb beyond the actual place where you can actually do it and not actually have any consequences for it. It's both. Gordon, thanks for the $5 super stick. It's both. It's a game that you're going to lose. I think game dudes need to tell us how they won this game. I think every game dude needs to be up here telling us about how they won this shit. Because if Dr. Dre is giving away $300,000 a month, and you can Google the biggest divorces in history, right? How are there dudes out here selling this concept to other men? That's right. It's not a game for productive men because productive men don't need to be bragging on sexual access in order to have their actual masculinity verified. It is a game for dumb dudes who don't understand how things work. You know how things actually work? Where you actually get the actual understanding of how things work? Once you get the consequences of those things within your life, then you understand immediately how it works. The moment your name is on the family court system and your ass have to show up to these dockets to see your name on it, and you walk out there and get your ass hacked into pieces, that's when you understand how it actually works. That's when you should have actually held the most type of discipline within your life. They have an actual court system that have a damn near 100% success rate. But there's so many compromised men that come from a lot of compromised situations that don't ever read this type that they don't even reach this type of information until they get themselves hammered into a corner. He works for the women, folks. Most of these dudes work for the women. And that's not a bad thing. They can work for whoever they want to. It's just that your compromised action as a man that is going to be able to put yourself in a position that you can't get out of. Me personally, I'm here to help the average man win. I'm not here to help the average woman win. Mode one help the average woman win. You walk up there with all of your intentions on a platter, so that way she can give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. How's it a actual system that's going to help men win? No, it's a filing system for women to actually process you. You're the one getting processed, not the woman. The woman is not getting processed here. Dude, they all want you to sign a waiver. They all want you to sign a waiver. This guy even said himself that he wants you to sign a waiver before you practice all this stuff. Me, I'm not practicing a waiver. If I'm giving you guaranteed money, I want a guaranteed result every single time. This is why they don't like tricking. They don't like tricking because they don't want you to be paid on a one-to-one basis with an actual female itself. They want the woman to get a lot out of you before you get anything out of her. That's what it is. This is why you have most of these Bravo Alpha Novembers who come up here and support the woman's side of the argument. They're not here to support the men's side of the argument. They can't do it. They're not even for men. They require the honesty out of you because you're the target, sir. Nope, they sure as hell don't. Man, how many times we have to go through this every 2 or 3 years about trying to label men SYSBM or passport bros when them dudes didn't even claim the movement. And most of the crimes that they committed were actually in the United States before they actually left. But at the end of the day, if you're supporting the woman's side of the argument, this is the type of propaganda that you would put out against your fellow man. Let's look at the reverse side of the argument. When was the last woman within this environment, especially a femininity consultant, ever limited women to decent men? When was the last woman that you ever heard talking about limiting herself to decent men within the environment itself? Name me the last time that a woman actually came out and said to limit yourself to decent men within the environment. Here. It's never happened. You want to know why it never happens? Because every woman is engaged in all of those options when it comes to attention within the environment itself. They don't want it gone. They want it to stay. Because signing a waiver, sir, also protects them from legal liability. That's what another waiver actually protects them from. It protects them from legal liability. What's going on, Brown Black? I require three things out of women within the environment itself for me to actually even think about protecting a woman outside of my household. I'll tell you, I require bloody hands. I require ratchet pelts, and I require stuffed quiches. That would tell me that you've been out here putting in some work on people who are actually creating the actual society that we all have to deal with. If you're not doing any of those three things, I'm not trying to hear this shit about how good of a woman you are within this environment. I'm not even trying to hear it at all. Not at all. And I've always held that standard. Game is for the average woman to get over on a dude. Game is not for a dude to get over on a woman, period. Because women got the ultimate game in the world. It's called the court system. That's the ultimate game. Regardless of how much mouthpiece your ass got, that mouthpiece does not work in a courtroom. That mouthpiece does not work when it comes to your ass paying them fines and shit. That's what it is. So you guys have got to understand that these people are really never really on your side, bro. If they were on your side, they would tell you to get your shit together. Because see, this is what women who like unproductive men, like the men who came here 3 years ago to brag about how much sexual access that they had, they were helping the women's side of the argument. They wasn't helping the man's side of the argument. You know, these, PhD dudes who all of a sudden want to hide behind these hucksters who've been here for 5 or 6 years. They don't know what these dudes have been doing for 5 or 6 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago, They was trying to get us to actually net some of these women that you wouldn't want to be around. And just like in the 70s and 80s, the good men leave, the good women leave. And you know what's left? All the OGs. All the OGs who have been around these compromised men their entire lives. And the great thing about it, the system has been ran on the same group of people everywhere. The only way that you can help black boys is to make sure that they're not born to actually people who don't give a shit about black boys. And we know what that is. So you keep being honest with your actual intentions on trying to game a woman who's been on a market for a very long time about quick access to sex. I don't think you can be able to game any woman out of quick access to sex unless she wants you to have it. Because most of these people within this environment who's giving this stuff away the way that they are giving it away, they are 100% fully expecting a child every time you stick your Johnson inside of them. That's what they're expecting. That's what they're expecting. Every time you get sexual access, they're expecting a child. Because they get more out of you having a child with them than you not having a child with them. You never hear women jumping up on these panels claiming these dudes. Remember, 2 years ago we was talking to women in this space who said that they were never going to be on birth control because they fully expected a child every time they gave sex away. They said this in the wide open. They wasn't lying about their intention. They were telling you exactly what they wanted out of it. They were telling you that. How many live streams did you hear? When you have the women in the chat, not really the women who jumped up on panels, because there really wasn't women who jumped up on panels who talked about how they actually wanted to do this stuff to do. They did it from the actual chat. They did it from the actual comfort of no pics and all this kind of other stuff. And most of these dudes were so sexually compromised that they would go in unprotected and then complain about the actual results of going in unprotected. I don't have any remorse for any man that's on this type of system, man. I don't. I don't. This is a actual personal self-responsibility issue. It's an actual situational awareness issue. But why do you think it takes 50-year-old dudes to be convincing you into doing something that's this damn dumb? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Where's all these panels about women talking about how they're going to mess these dudes' lives up if they ever got them pregnant? If they ever gave them sexual access? Where's the man or the woman asking the woman to be upfront with her intentions? Where's the man or the woman, the femininity consultant, telling you not to tell her homegirls to take you to child support court? How come your femininity consultants ain't telling her homegirls that? When they know most of these dudes are actually paying for all this stuff that the actual kids need. See, this is a problem. The point is to get a woman who has the cultural training to be with a man. That's the problem. You don't have that here. So if you actually choose to deal with people within this environment, you're saying that it's okay for me to be a part of this process. I'm not saying this to go around having sex with anybody expecting not to be screwed over. As Tassidi said, if you trust a woman, everything that you do from that point on is your goddamn fault. You're not owed the ability to have illicit sex with anybody within the society itself. You're not owed that, sir. You're not owed that. That's a sense of entitlement that they're trying to actually get you to feel as a man. They're trying to get you to capitalize on a compromised position. The only thing that you're required to do is find peace and happiness for yourself in this society without a woman being involved with anything. That's why I'm wrong. It is your job to find value for and by yourself without a woman being involved. That is your job as a man. If the people are not correctly prepared for the actual society that you want to build with them, why would you deal with them in the first place? Listen, dude, it is quite local. Dude, it is quite local. I've seen people who had $30,000 a year here in Mississippi. You can make $25,000 a year and be just fine by yourself. I have nephews. Yeah, they got their stuff together. They got they got their stuff together and they don't make that much money. But when you try to bring on a whole family that you didn't build, because you are bringing on families at this point. When you don't make that much money, you're not supposed to be trying to buy femininity. No, femininity is prepared. It's not bought. It's prepared by the culture. It's prepared by the culture that you want to deal with. It's not bought within the culture. Because anything that you buy within the culture runs out at some point. Like I said, they're all women. I don't care how they look. It don't matter to me. I'm trying to have peace. You're not cultured for the peace aspect. I don't even want to deal with you. Period. And I'm not trying to listen to older women who actually benefited a lot from the actual environment itself that are broken. Who's trying to act like they're the most decent women in the world all of a sudden. I ain't trying to hear that shit either. Yeah. I'm willing to be called names. I'm willing to be said all types of stuff too. But I'll tell you what, I'm not willing to put myself in a compromised position on the behest of somebody else benefiting from my labor. There's nothing wrong with waiting, man. There's nothing wrong with waiting. I have plenty of brothers who tried to deal with this stuff with many different versions and many different kinds of the same counterpart from different parts of the country. They all failed. And then they tried to use their actual idea that they tried it with a counterpart against me as a person who didn't even take that leap. You should. You should understand how peace is and how freedom is before you give it away for bullshit reasons. Yes, I do. I do think that you should get out, travel alone for a while before you decide to move somebody inside your house. I mean, because in the South where I'm at, if you deal with the same person and it's highly protected within this environment, you don't have to worry about all this other stuff. Everybody knows you. Everybody knows who you're married to, blah, blah, blah. You're not really going to be able to get away with anything. The only protection that you're going to get within this environment is the court system. Yes. So you have to understand that. How come this stuff haven't been proven? How come it's not on tape? I mean, you need game to get access to uncultured people. That's what game is for. Game is for feeding yourself into uncultured people's mouths. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Because game is the absence of productivity. That's what game is about. It's the absence of productivity by giving you access to an actual person that you shouldn't be dealing with. When you walk into Kroger, well, down here, Kroger or Walmart, and you go over to the meat section and you pick something that is labeled the manager special, you don't need game to purchase the manager special. The manager special costs a lot less than a regular meat. And you know that it's labeled the manager special when you walk your ass up to it. So you can't claim that you closed on a lower quality slice of meat and claim to be far superior once you've done so. That's not how it works. These people know that they're dealing with low quality things, but at the end of the day, if these people just want sexual access, regardless of the consequences, of course you're going to deal with low hanging fruit. You have to deal with low hanging fruit. That's what you have to do as a man, especially if your actual idea of masculinity is predicated primarily on the actual women that you claim that you had access to. It's all a claim because nobody can show off their first baby mama. Their first baby mama is some starter vagina that they should have stayed away from. Ugly as hell. They can't take them out anywhere. There's no pictures on the Facebook or actual Instagram, and none of these women that they actually deal with. They did this stuff on their own. Thanks for the $10 super there, 6 sounds. I know a doctor that got wrecked from child support and alimony. He couldn't even afford a car and was forced to live in a. Yes, most of these dudes end up in one bedroom apartments. You know what? I seen this shit when I was in the military. Dude, you had staff sergeants, tech sergeants, master sergeants, senior master sergeants in the dorms. Why? Couldn't afford to live on their own outside of child support. They couldn't. Yeah, once you give that 30, 40, 50% away of your check away, you can't even live any, like, if you're overseas, it's probably different. But in the United States, you can't live anywhere but a one bedroom apartment as a person who's been through that actual situation. Dude, I'm telling you. I am telling you. Those are male. Dude, it came from men. That came from men when I came up with that. Trust me, this game has consequences. Nobody concentrates on the consequences of this game. This is why you, the person who pays the most, has to be the most honest about how much you have to give up. She ain't got to be honest at all. Like I said, you're putting yourself on a platter and a plate. You're nothing but finger food at that point. You're nothing but finger food at that point. So what you have to understand is if you're not careful and you're listening to these older guys who are not as accomplished with these actual counterparts than you actually think that they should be, you could be sucked into this. You could be sucked into being more honest than these people are to these other people. I'm just telling you that you shouldn't be doing it. Who's actually telling you how to win? That's not how you win with these women, dude. You win with these women by staying the hell away from them if they don't offer you anything that you actually need. But at the end of the day, if you ain't smart enough to understand this and you actually think that your quote unquote biological impairment is going to actually get you into these actual situations and not get you out of them, dude, I don't have any sympathy for you. This is something that you wanted to do. And after you did it, you wanted all of us to actually go to bat for you after you did it. Yeah, I don't want to do that for people. I want you to make the correct decisions up front. Well, who's teaching you how to make the correct decision up front? They don't want you to have the correct decision up front. You want to know why? They get a lot out of you being undisciplined. That's why they're here. That's all I'm saying. It's not hard. There is no way in the hell that you don't understand this by now. There's no way that you don't understand this by now. There's no way that you are still falling for the game thing right now. There's no way you're not doing that. You're doing it because this is a predetermined destination. A predetermined destination that you want to be a part of, a predetermined destination that you want to actually be with. This is where we are. You can't really blame anybody else but yourself at this point. A lot of these people have given up on everything that they've done within society and life, and the only thing that they could particularly do is walk into a circumstance that they know that they ain't supposed to be a part of and give away everything, give away the entire store, and then come back to us to complain about how they gave away the entire store. You gotta stop thinking that people are gonna have sympathy for you. Men are not a good men are not a good victim, dude. Not a good victim at all. Especially if it's some things that you should have stayed away from in the first place. Come on, man. This is on you. You've already decided. You've already decided at this point. But it's very easy to claim victory when you don't have to show proof. It's very easy to claim victory, man. And that's where you have to be able to ask more questions. You got to ask those questions. How much sense does it make for a man to require the honesty out of women, but the women are not required to be honest within the environment itself? How much sense does that make? I'm not even looking forward to trying to make any negotiated deals for people who is not pre-vetted. You're not pre-vetted. I'm not even worried about trying to make any impact with you. That's why my channel is not even supposed to be successful within this environment. In this type of environment, my channel is not even supposed to be successful at all. Period. Channel is not even supposed to be successful within this environment. How's a channel that's based on self-improvement in the middle of all this shit is even this successful within this environment itself? Why do I have 25,000 subscribers? Why? If people want to be compromised and they want to lie about things, why is that happening? Why can't these people come on panels and in an open dialogue and be able to answer questions? Yeah, well, I'm on vacation right now, man. I'll be back to work tomorrow. So yeah, but the game guy is not successful at women. The game guy is successful to feeding you to women. They're not successful with women. They never had to prove that they were successful with women before they got you to believe them. They're never successful with women. They're successful with the thought that you believe them. Because, see, you don't know how to evaluate information. He can't go mode one on video. He know damn well he can't go mode one on video. I have footage of mode one on video. It don't look good. I can't play it because I'll get my channel flagged. But I know what mode one looks like. I can upload it to Patreon, but bro, it don't look good. You walk up, you say your stuff up front, and you get immediately rejected in nearly all cases. And there's no cultured woman because men want relationships. That's what men want. Men don't want to be on the field till they're 50 years old. That's what men don't want. Men don't want that. A man being on the actual field until he's 50 years old don't support him. It doesn't support the male side of the argument for a man to be on the market until he's 50 years old. Why? Society wasn't created like that. No society, old society was created like that. The only people who was actually on the field until they're 50 something years old was highly accomplished men who didn't have to settle for anything. Being on the market was never for people who didn't have their stuff together. But that's what it is. Because according to the people who believe in mode one, if a woman says yes or no, it's a success for mode one. And then I proceeded to tell this individual, if you took off at LAX and your ass crashed in the middle of nowhere, where you're supposed to actually land at actual in Chicago, you wouldn't call a crash landing and a landing the same thing. But that's what mode one does. It gets men to lie about their success rate, about their attempt. Just because you attempted to take off, if you crashed early, then your ass failed. That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. You can't claim success whether you do it or not. If I don't know how to take a transmission out of a truck, the fact that I just took bolts off and unscrewed things and things were never able to be put back, I wouldn't consider that a success rate versus somebody who knew what they were doing when it came to transmission work. You cannot have success and failure be graded on the same point. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine if you was a person and you needed a job and you walked your ass into an actual interview for a job that you was not qualified for in any way, shape, form, or fashion. The fact that you had an interview for that job would not be considered success. with the actual person who interviewed for the job, who was qualified for it. That's what mode one is. You grade success and failure on the same scale. That's what it is. Yes. But see, you don't want to even think that that's possible because you have to lie about your perceived, not proven, successful women within the environment to be an actual man within the environment itself. What skilled individual with skilled labor want to give it away through the mode one system? The mode one is a tool for women. It's a tool that help women to get more out of men. Hey, the links dropped. If you think that I'm wrong, bring your ass up here and tell me how I'm wrong. Dude, it works on uncultured people or people who don't have any perceived value. But you can't use that stuff on an actual individual within the environment that has more power and legal protection than you within the environment itself. There's no way you can use that on another person who has more legal protection than you within the environment itself. But people are willing to believe this stuff without proof. And that's my problem. I'm not willing to believe anything without proof. Nothing without proof. I don't care about your dumbass word. I don't care about that. I care about what can be proven. A lot of people get away with sales pitch and all this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, if you can't prove your point, I want nothing to do with you. I want nothing to do with you because at the end of the day, anybody can give a good sales pitch. Anybody can give a good sales pitch. Anybody can give a good elevator pitch. But when it comes time for you to actually start proving your actual point, when most of the stuff that you actually lied about in the actual sales pitch immediately start be getting removed from the table, because I tell you what, whenever somebody gives a sales pitch, a business person remembers, like you wouldn't believe, everything that's going to help their bottom line, and they dismiss everything that doesn't help their bottom line. So imagine your next meeting with the individual who sold you on what they were doing, that everything that they just promised is no longer on the table. You're going to feel played, sir. You're going to feel played. I don't even think they care about the court system. I think they care so much about sexual compromise that they don't even give a damn about the consequences, this is why I don't care about them either. But this is where we are. Whenever you see this old ass individual around compromised men, and he keep bringing up mode one, he's never said the efficacy of mode one. He's never talked about the churn rate of mode one. He never talked about the failure rate of mode one. Because success and failure is considered the same. It's kind of like AA or Narcotics Anonymous. They only count the success rates. They never count the attempts as success. That's why they say it's a 100% success rate, because how they count the numbers. That's what all statistics are about. Who makes the numbers, how the numbers are counted. Any type of social science should be in the hands of social scientists to be able to check. But operating within a broken male environment, in a broken dating environment, is not going to help you better prove your point if you're not out there proving it yourself. This is why it's up to the gullibility of the men to carry this torch for him. And the actual nameless and faceless women to carry the torch for him as well. Because women want free attention. Did you know that? Women want free attention from men who don't know any better about their value. Did you know that? They're willing to say anything in the world to get a lot of free attention that they're not deserved. That's what mode one is, free attention. Remember how you're not supposed to give women any free attention by giving women free attention and your attention's up front? That's what mode one is. Mode one requires nothing out of the women. All of the actual effort is on your side. Your side is a person. That's what mode one is. Yeah. That's you. Giving up all of your effort on a 1-to-1 scale while she does nothing but just give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
MOT, what's going on?
All right. So before you speak, if you turn this camera on and you get naked, I'm sending this shit to the FBI and your ass is going to prison. Go ahead.
Oh, MOT, I'm not a troll. Calm down, man.
No. I'm just saying. I'm not taking
okay.
none of my live streams down. I'm not taking none of my live streams down. It's going to be up to YouTube and the FBI and the FCC. If you get up here and get naked and start acting stupid to get this shit under control. I ain't taking none of my live streams down. So go ahead.
MOT, what's going on, man? I'm JP.
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, man, I see you doing a stream about Alan Roger Creepy, as we call him. You know, I'm from the black pill side of things and all that, and I think you make some pretty good points about, you know, the mode one bullshit. I mean, excuse my language if that's okay, but
no, that's fine. No, I mean, it's just that I need to get the warnings up front because I'm not taking none of my live streams down. It's gonna be up to YouTube and the FCC to actually get rid of that shit. I wish you would show your dick on my shit. The FBI would be beating down your fucking door. All right, but go ahead.
Okay. So you have a lot of troll problems too, just like MD.
No. I had it one time. It's a problem that happens everywhere else. But I'm just saying, if you want to go to prison, because I'm gonna take that shit to that account, I'm gonna make sure I donate to that motherfucker's campaign to get your ass locked up if you do that shit to me.
Okay. That's understandable. I'm not that type of person to do anything like that. But
no, I'm just saying.
Like, hey, like, no complaints from me. I don't blame you for being that way. You know, I don't blame you at all. But you know, got a bunch of weirdos and crazies on the internet. So I understand where you're coming from.
No. Weirdos and crazy need to take their ass to jail and get their ass whooped over and over again for stupid shit.
I agree with you. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, man, like the fucking mode one, just being all up in the chick's face and all that type of shit. I'm like, dude, what are you doing with your life, man? I'm like, you're supposed to, you know, produce, build, you know, focus on the type of life you want to live, and then the women that are attracted to the life you're pursuing will just naturally be attracted to you. I mean, no game, no kissing ass involved in that. I mean, we've been saying this for what, months, even the past year or so, since we've been public with this. I mean,
yeah, but this is where we at with it because we decided that given most women who are not deserving, by the way, everything that they want up front on a platter is exactly how you get what you want. And that's what the mode one shit is about. That's why whenever he gets cornered, he either hulks out on, you know, Bravo Alpha November rage, or he try to point toward a woman and ask a woman what she feels about it. And a woman telling us front, you ain't coming up here with this rated R X shit to be doing that and like requiring all the honesty out of a man. Like, listen, if you get 100% honesty to go get whatever you want out of a woman, hey man, there's something that's gonna have to be proven. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm willing to believe him. I'm willing to believe him.
I mean, not to mention the fact that if you put a woman on the spot in public like that, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get an honest answer. She's going to say the most politically correct thing to you, just to get it over with and just to get out of there, basically. So it's like, what the?
And there's nothing wrong with her lying about his actual level of success, because here's the thing. It's for her benefit. Why would
Yes.
she lie about something that is for her benefit? It's for her benefit. All the male attention, and she gets the thumbs up and thumbs down multiple dudes during the day. That's for her benefit, not her detriment.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from on that. It's just crazy. Like, the lack of self control that a lot of guys have when it comes to that type of situation, where it's like, dude, like it's almost like game is just like nature ass backwards, basically. I mean, you're doing it ass backwards, where it's like, naturally the women are the ones that are like hunting down the men that they want and all that. But
Correct. I mean, that's
that
how it's supposed to be. And it's like they try to make it look like you have to be on the offense so much. Like, no, the only thing you need to be on the offense about in this
it's the type of
society.
lifestyle you want to live, right?
That's right. That's the only thing you need to be on the offense about is having exhibiting the most peace and effectiveness for yourself. But a lot of people want to give all that peace and freedom away and act like they are. Oh well, I'm just. Oh well, man. I just got this biological impairment. I'm like, nah, man. That stuff sounds crazy. I don't want you nowhere near me. Dude,
Yeah,
it's so
like
many
it's
cars
like,
in business. Well, I've seen these dudes turn
I mean,
around.
yeah, it's like, dude, like you're a man. Like, one of the hallmarks of being a man is self control, self mastery. Having your impulses in check and all that. Not to saying that you don't have the impulses and desires, but you have them, but under control somewhat. Where it's like, okay, now is not the time to, indulge in this, but some other time, yes, putting things in order, having priorities in order, having the right priorities and all that stuff. So,
You see, the problem is that we don't even care about men priorities. We only care about men's sexual priorities and her getting the most out of men. This is why it don't make sense. And I'm like, look, listen, I want to believe you on face value, bro. Get your ass out there and prove your point. Get out there and prove it. There's Taekwondo tournaments, there's Wing Chun tournaments. There should be a Mode One tournament every year where everybody who believe in this shit they get to mount up in every city that they claim that they can go to, and they go out there and prove the shit. That's all I want.
right. Now I agree with you and all that, it's, I mean, it's like, guys like Creepy and all these other dudes, like it's super backwards with them cats, man. Just super, super fucking backwards. You know what I mean? But
Dude, at this point, it's time for people to start proving their points and stop hiding behind other people. That's it, man. I mean, if we can have a Mortal Kombat tournament, we can have a Mode One tournament. No, we can have like a Final Four. We can have that shit. We should have like a Mode One tournament. 64 teams. The Final Four, and the one dude who proved that he Mode One. What's going on? We go through this shit every year in college basketball. Why not? How come we can't have a Mode One tournament?
oh no, he's not. Well, you got to sign a waiver first and all that shit, and then so he doesn't get held liable. I mean, the fact that you have to sign the waiver, like, that just means that he knows that what he's peddling is BS for the most part. That's the sad part about it. And you got people that stand by him on that. And then, like, he's got mode one, mode two, mode three. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, with women, it's super simple. Either she's attracted or she's not. She's not, like, if she's attracted to you to that degree, she will let you know. Like, you really don't have to be in their face all that type of stuff. If she's attracted to you, they'll come to you at that point, and then. you won't have much of the argument about, women being submissive, because if she's attracted to you like that, she's naturally going to want to, follow your lead, because followers choose leaders. I mean, that's how it is naturally. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. But here's the thing. It's kind of like, look, um, every year it should be like a Vince Lombardi trophy, man. Like this is the 2015 Mode One champion. This dude went into 15 different environments. He told these women up front what they wanted, and they got what they wanted out of women. Like, but here's the other thing that's also weird. The book is not called Mode 1.5, Mode 2 to Mode 3. The book is called Mode 1. So how do
I
you
mean,
have
yes, but he's talked about different modes. He's got like mode 2 and mode 3 and all that. Like, I've heard
yeah,
him
but that's
talk
not the
about
name of the
this.
book. Yeah,
I
but that's
mean,
not the name
yes,
of the
that's
book.
true. That's true.
So it's like you put the most implausible version of what you're talking about as the actual name of the book, where you don't have to prove all the other shit as the actual preeminence of the book. I'm like, look, I'm willing to believe somebody on face value, but at some point you're gonna have to get out here and prove your goddamn point. Period.
I mean, yeah, man, like, it's crazy as hell, man. I mean, but most of these dating coaches, PUAs, like, they're all pretty crazy people. I mean, they talk all this shit about, women and all that stuff. And then, like, you put actual women around them and they're getting clowned, roasted, laughed at, ridiculed. And it's like, dude, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, man? I mean,
Yep. Because here's the thing. They're claiming the women are not claiming them. So that means to tell me that somebody's lying, man.
well, obviously they're lying. I mean, that's what they do. They lie. I mean, and if you
Oh,
expose their lies, then they become like a corner animal and they start attacking, they start, getting emotional. I mean, it happens with all of them. They deflect, they attack, or they become like super emotional. And it's like, dude, like, we get it. I mean, if you got with her, it's because she was attracted to you already. I mean, yeah, it's not an easy step for none of us and all that. So you getting on here showboating, pretending, and lying and all that, dude, like,
I
you're
mean,
not doing yourself a favor and all that.
but
So
here's the thing. He's proving he's here to defend men not lying to women when he's lying to men about how much women he get through his system.
so I think he's lying to himself as well
Of course
about
he's
his.
lying to himself. Dude, there ain't nobody out here knocking it out of the park like that, man. Like, bro, listen. The best salesman out here can sell at most 3 out of 10 people that they come across who actually want their product.
I
But they
mean,
have
yes, yeah, but baseball is more realistic analogy as far as like how the real world operates. I mean, if you bat a 3.5 throughout your whole career, dude, like, you're in the Hall of Fame. Like, what's that town? Cooperstown. Like, you're gonna have a pitch up in Cooperstown, and that's doing like 3.5 out of 10 and all that stuff. I mean, it.
and I mean, but those batting averages are quite, realistic. you
Yes,
know,
the
you don't
super
have
realistic.
a 750 batting average. You just don't have that.
Like, dude, like, I don't even think a crackhead nowadays would go for mode 1. I mean, what the fuck, just step
No,
up
but a
to a
Bravo
chick and
Alpha
just.
November would though. But a Bravo Alpha November would. I mean, because everybody lying about their actual success with the women within this environment, because the child support course are not filled with dudes. Not at this point. It's just that look, baseball average. Okay, so like if you look at a running back, his average would be like 4.3 yards per carry. There is
That's for a
no
pro. Yeah, that's for a Pro Bowler, all pro running back. I mean, most running
that's
back
what I'm
averages
saying.
around the
Yeah.
2 yards per carry and all that. I mean,
Yeah, but if a person said that they had like a 15-yard average per carry in the NFL and they held that shit up for the entire year, that's some shit you want to see on camera. I
yes,
promise you,
though,
you want
okay.
to see that shit on camera.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, we're gonna need highlight tapes of every carry that he's
That's what
had.
I'm saying. It's like, look, Barry Sanders didn't have that shit. Emmett Smith
No,
didn't have that shit. Nobody had that. So if somebody said that they had that type of average run, okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. Jerry Rice is different because they had to invent a stat for him called yards after catch because
yeah,
he was so fucking good on those split routes and shit that they had to invent a stat for that. That's what mode one is. It's like the yards after catch without the actual proof that no camera evidence. Like, why would you have a yards after catch and there ain't even no motherfucking proof that this shit even happened? It's like, what's going on here? And it's like the dudes who don't understand that he's weaponizing your ability to want the actual success rate within the environment against your own face. And you don't
no,
realize
like,
you're in the damn
I
fool.
mean, I mean, the thing with these guys, I mean, they actually weaponize, people's impulses, natural desires,
Yeah,
biological urges against
yeah,
themselves and all that. They're trying to profit off of that, and it's like, dude, like, you're a man, like, you got to have self control, like, you need to have reason, like. I mean, it's like my dad used to always tell me, keep your head in the game, take your heart out of it. Like, dude,
yeah.
I mean, just because she's all over you, I'm like, dude, like, what type of person is this? I mean, before you think about, going up in there, much less going up in there raw and having a situation happen like that.
Yeah,
Because a woman can run a game on a man for years and he not even know it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, but
back,
this is where we at, though. I mean, like this is where we at because most people don't understand that there's no way that this shit can be true without proof. I mean, I'm willing to believe proof. I'm willing to like look. I will do a response video about man, your boy was wrong about everything. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Hands
but even his so-called proof, I mean, with the women that he's doing it on, I mean, like you got to do even further investigation. Like, okay, did he pay these women to act for him, or like are these women someone that we would want or similar to ourselves, something like that? Like, you don't know. I mean, he could be talking this shit to like the most trashed out, junkified, whatever, And it's like, see, it works. I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. I mean, you're claiming it works, but look at who you're doing it on. Like, nobody wants that, you know? Or like, he's probably doing it on a single mother that has like 8 kids, but like 6 different men and stuff like that. Like, it's like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Hold up, man. Like, what are you doing? You know?
This is why this stuff just don't make any sense to me. Like I'm here for stuff that makes sense among men, but we can't have dudes out here selling this type of bullshit and other dudes just willing to just believe this stuff and no one wants to.
Question it or, vet it out and stuff like that. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the sad part. Like,
man, I don't know why they blocked all these people, man. Like I'm gonna have to remove wrenches from everybody, man, because I don't. I'm not sure why all these people are blocked. This is crazy. I don't even know I had a block list this even long. Most of these people I don't even know who the hell they are. Man, this stuff's crazy. Yeah, but this is where we at. Okay, so like the hood conservative, that makes sense. All this other stuff makes sense. A lot of these names, I don't even know who these people are, man. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize, man. You have to demand proof. I'm sorry, you have to demand proof, and like your sexual desires have been weaponized against you for a long time. There's really no reason to
I
believe any
mean,
stuff at this point.
yes, I mean, not just in like the PUA, the Alan Roger creepy, game stuff, but society in general. I mean, how many of these multi-million dollar, even multi-billion dollar corporations are like profiting and staying afloat because of them weaponizing men's sexual desires against themselves and all that? I mean, think about it. I mean, most of the stuff men spend their money on, they spend it to, try to impress a woman somewhere. somehow, like the vacations, the clothes, you know, the big houses and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Well, not to me because I'm willing to believe it. It's just that I want proof. Like, so what he does is he games the actual idea of a woman's sexual interest, and he just walks around with that in his back pocket. Like, he talks from the woman's point of view.
yeah, I mean, they all do for the most part. I mean, but then again, game is basically going to a woman from a woman's position. I mean,
Yes,
when I mean, when in history have you seen somebody in power go to a person that's in a position of weakness for anything? Never. It's usually the person that needs help going to, you know, someone that has what they can provide and all that. Like McDonald's ain't coming to your door, you know, ask you if you want a sandwich. I mean, if you want a sandwich, you know, you go to them. I mean, that's how it's always been, you know. I mean, the fact that you're stepping to her on that tip, I mean, you're automatically putting her in that position of having power over you. Like, why would you put yourself in that type of predicament when when you're supposed to believe that you're the one that's in the position of power? I mean, that makes no sense, right?
I'm just saying. I'm just willing to believe anything as long as it's proven. I really want it to be proven. Like I said, we have a March Madness. We should have like a what is this? We should have like a November Madness. Actually, you know what? Between what is this?
It's October, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
cuffing
yeah.
se- what
Yeah.
they say, cuffing season's right around the corner. So you know, we should
Yeah,
see
so
all these guys booed up and all that. You know, if
yeah, so we should see like a ton of mode one between like Halloween and like
Valentine's Day, man, that's like the
Valentine's Day.
culmination.
Yes, yes, yes. That is the mode one season where everybody gets to prove their mode one, and there should be tons of video because guess what? Women are dressed like how they dressed on Halloween, and they're trying to get somebody to go home with and prove that they're not a failure during like Thanksgiving, and they're trying to get somebody to buy them presents for Christmas, and they're trying to get somebody to hang out with for New Year's, and eventually being with them in these restaurants and shit on Valentine's Day. So, like, Halloween through Valentine's Day should be the mode one hot season. It should be the hot season that where, man, lots of dudes are going mode one. And like mode one should be working during like spring break. Mode one should be working during once school's out in your city.
I
You
don't
know,
know, man. Spring break's more for like high school and college students and all that, like grown
hey,
ups like me and you and all that. I mean,
listen. These women are doing something when their kids are out of town. So
I
it
mean,
should be
yeah, I mean, yeah,
on the market.
they're the ones that's doing mode one and all that. I mean,
Yeah. So or Listen, we don't have to wait for him. We could just get these dudes out. They can go read this book, and we can have them come on camera, and they can just show how they're actually mode one in the hell out of themselves.
I mean, but realistically, I mean, you know, how many men do you expect to realistically go for that? When
Man, I
you
don't
have
know.
to
We need to.
sign-
Hey, listen. We just need to put it to a test. Fuck that dude. Let's put this shit to a test. Fuck this dude. Fuck his permission. Hey, you know what? He got his book out there, right? So we just test the shit out and see if it works.
I don't know, but that's a dangerous experiment, man,
I
with the
don't
Me
give a
Too and all
fuck.
that.
Hey, listen. I don't care. You know what? How the motherfucker sign a waiver? He do.
Yeah,
but
man.
but it
I'm
has
not
to be known how
participating in that.
stupid it is, though. It has to be known how stupid it is and how much of a fool that they're playing man for. Because
Right,
everything is
right.
about holding a woman's opinion in his back pocket like he's holding some shit. Man, fuck that. Like, listen, we're going to go out here and we're going to see if this shit's true. And we're not going to ask his permission. We're just like, look, we're going to take everything in this book and we're just going to put it out there. And we're going to have like social scientists like check it out, like psychologists and sociologists. That's the only way you can prove it, right? Hey, it's a social science that apparently works, right? Shouldn't be a problem for it to be proven by other people. Because the video
Right,
that
it
I
should
watched,
be.
because the video that I watched, that shit failed 100% of the time, man. That shit was crazy how much that shit failed.
Yeah, man, dude. Yeah, them dudes is crashing and burning. They getting the police called on and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
they're getting straight up dissed, and it's like, yo, like, why would you like put? I mean, as a man, like, you should have like intelligence enough to know, like, the foresight at least to know, like, hey, man, like, you don't need to put yourself in that type of a situation, that type of a position to begin with. I mean,
Hey man, look, the force is strong in the mode one, so we gotta test this shit out.
no, not the force, the thirst is strong. So,
Yeah. All right, my bad. Yeah, the thirst is strong. So if people want to convert their thirst into mode one points, you know how you have like like a creative character and you put all the points in game or in height or in swag and all this kind of stupid ass shit. And you
yeah. Oh shit, man! Like, no, man. Like, it's like the mushrooms off Super Mario Brothers, man. Like, just take that mode one mushroom, and then like you just
yeah,
like
man.
flash and grow big and all that, or whatever the fuck, you know.
Actually, man, because mode one is such an actual system that people should try, man. I think I got the perfect music for people to try when they actually be doing the mode one shit.
What, the circus music?
Now, like once you read the book, like this is what happens when you read the book.
Oh no, man! Like, it's like that now.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you read the book, and then you have to like and go out there and just motherfucker just prove yourself, man.
I mean, like, just think about it. Like, all the constant rejections, man. Like, what is that going to do to a guy's, willpower and all that stuff over time? I mean,
No, man,
I mean,
that's cool. I mean, you can just walk out there and just be like this. Yeah, man, you just go out there, man. Mode one, man. Hey, man, let me show you how mode one works, man.
Yeah, man. Just going.
Mode one, man. Works all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just mode one, man. Dude, it always works. Every time. Mode one is a Super Mario star, man. Like, this is what this shit is, man.
I mean, yeah, man. What the hell? that shit is insane. That like he could get away with selling something like that. I mean,
man,
that's
look at
the
this
sad
shit,
part
man.
about
Like,
it.
dude, mode one works all the time, like a Super Mario star, man. Look at this shit.
I mean, like, even science doesn't even work all the time, and
No,
that's
I
why they
know
have.
you have to test it out. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, man. This shit brutal, man. I mean,
Mode one, dude, Super Mario went mode one here, man. This dude has no expectation of the shit not working, man.
like, and these be the same people that say that looks don't matter. I mean, well, wait a minute. If looks don't matter, then like, why do you demand that we show our face every time we disagree with you? As soon, like, as soon as we disagree with them, they be like, show your face, show your face. I'm like, wait a minute, motherfucker. I thought looks didn't matter, right?
No, I mean because they assume that since they don't have anything to lose and they show their face, that you should show your face and you have shit to lose. It's some Bravo Alpha November type stuff, man. But this is what we at. It's like, look, there is no reason like what you're seeing is mode one right now is what you're seeing. Mode one works all the time. There's no need to do anything. You just turn the machine on and mode one works. Boom. What's going on, Yori? What's going on, man?
What's going on, MOT? What's going on? What's up, JD? How are you?
Yori, what's up, man? I think I met you one time, man.
How are you, man? Yo, shout out to Hold the Truth Hostage Week.
That's my brother right there, man.
We met on there, but yeah. Bro, like MOT, you know what it is, bro? Like the only place that this type of bullshit works is this type of environment. Like, and obviously, a lot of people don't really want you to actually go for different outcomes because the thing is, if you go to different countries in a system that's not built like this, that doesn't really reward this kind of bitch ass behavior, you wouldn't need none of these people. You know what I mean? It's like all this shit, all these kind of dating coaches, whatever the fuck they be doing, it's all there to finesse you out of having a good life, man. It's all built off of you not being productive, you turn it into a match or whatever it turns to be, and then all of a sudden you gonna get soft, and then you gonna turn into a child support motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, like they're trying to produce child support dudes through closing on a system that hasn't worked and there's no proof of.
Of course. And it's only gonna work off of these type of people that validate everybody except for themselves. If you come from a culture that values different things outside of that shit, this shit don't work. Because technically, what works is a productive exchange between the sexes and families as well. That's how the rest of the world works. So all you got to do is go somewhere where that kind of shit is intact, and you don't got to worry about none of this bullshit.
No, I mean, man, but we're seeing mode one work right now. Like, I don't think we need any more proof than what's on the screen, man. I think mode one is working very well. I mean, like this dude's running through everything, man. Like there's no expectation of failure. Like, you can just keep running forever. Why not?
Yeah, but look at the quality of what they're claiming to run through, though. I mean,
all you need is Mario's cape to save these type of people that really need to be saved. That's all it is. All you need is Super Mario's cape from Super Mario World, and that's all you need.
I mean, look, Mario running hard as hell after that, ran through, used up Coochie, man. Like that shit. Yeah, he running hard as hell after that validation. He got the gold coins and all that stuff too. Like going straight for it. Mode one style, man. God damn.
That's what it is, man. Like you really can't do much but just to see how this stuff has worked, man. So unfair use of mode one. This is the proof, right here.
But to be perfectly honest, all you got to do is just run the right playbook, and then once you do that, you got everything you really need. I've talked about it plenty of times. You've talked about it plenty of times. It's not like we need to really rewrite the playbook because we talked about it more than a few times.
I mean, but it helps the women get the most out of men without any effort. They just sit there. You prove that you mold one to them, and they just get all the most out of you without even trying anything. With them just simply existing. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what we said, man. The PUA, the dating coach, man. It's like the secret arm of feminism, basically.
It is, and I had to tell them that when I was on King Signal's panel about how this is nothing. This dude is an arm of it's okay, but it's just that you've been getting away with this shit for a long ass time, and you ain't have to provide no proof. And bro, listen, like I said, like Halloween is enough of a run up for him to actually prove through cuffing season, through that, and actual, you know, Valentine's Day is a perfect time for him to actually be out here proving that he's mode one. Like, or other people proving it on his behalf. I'm willing to look at that nonsense too. Like, listen, there should be a ton of proof. Like Christopher Hitchens said it the best. That which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but knowing a guy like ARC, man, like he doesn't need a costume for Halloween, man. Like, you just got to show up as himself. I mean, that'd be enough to scare all the women away. I mean,
Right.
the fucking all that stuff,
Instead
man.
of saying trick or treat at the doorknob, he says, "Ooh, say again." That's all.
Wait, hold on a second.
No, man, like he's tricking for treats. That's what he's doing, and spoiled, rotten ones at that. So
yeah, so you have to like say like I hope you're not saying provide me a system so that way I don't have to believe in mode one. I hope that's not what you're saying in the chat. Please don't tell me that's what you're saying. But at the end of the day, man, I don't have to prove anything. They're the one who came up with a system. I'm just like, I'm not willing to believe the system because it's not efficient and equitable for men. Period. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I am saying.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? That's a fair statement. But Sage, when is the woman being fair and honest about her intentions with men from beginning to end? Where's that system at? Where's that system at, sir? And which one of these femininity consultants is telling women to be honest and fair upfront with their intentions to men, since you think they're so good? Hey, that's all I'm saying. You know, if we're supposed to be fair and honest to everybody, so where's the fairness from the women towards the men?
Well, wait a minute, MOT. The woman's being pretty honest as far as like her being attracted to you and all that. I mean, the fact that you had to go to her, I mean, in the first place, I'm like, whoa.
No power. He who approaches first has no power. None.
Right. I mean, if she was attracted to you, like, dude, like, you really don't have to go up to them, say anything. I mean, and there's women that confirmed this. I'm like, if there's women that have said, if we like you, we will let you know. Like, don't step to us.
All right, Sage. So let's say that you're not qualified to be a CEO of a company. Are you supposed to go to every single interview based on being a CEO of a company until you realize that you don't have the skills to be a CEO of a company? I mean, like at some point, you got to stop approaching people that you don't bring value to. At some point, you got to bring the value to the actual situation itself. So, yeah. I mean, I get what dude's thinking with this. Like, it don't make any sense at all. Not for me.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, I stand corrected, MOT. I do have to say this. For people that are uncultured and non-cultured and don't give a shit about any of that stuff, they should stay here and deal with this type of bullshit problem.
Oh, sure.
I can't say that everybody has the right to go explore different options because some of these people would be better off staying.
But a lot of them can't do that anyway because their masculinity is caught up in lying about their success rate here to make up for the places that they don't go in any other place. So that's what I'm really at.
I mean, yeah, it's like a last ditch hope, man. It's like shit. I mean, I don't have any actual accomplishments that I can, be proud of. So let me just go to the least common denominator of, oh,
And
and
that's
I
just
got all
what
these women and all that. And I've had dating coaches that I disagree with. And as soon as you disagree with them about anything, the first thing they bring up, I get more women than you. Like, dude, like, what the fuck does get women have
but
to
this
do
is
with
what I'm
manhood?
like I said, there has not been a single woman in this chat said anything yet.
I
None.
mean,
And all the women who talk about this shit are nameless, faceless. They have these avatars with these super good looking pictures that you don't see these motherfuckers anywhere else on the planet. And it's like, bro, you gotta stop this shit. You got to be able to prove your point. This is the 1900s where you can get away with that stuff.
Well,
I
yeah. I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
look. A lot of people really ain't gonna be doing too much in this space when it comes to these females and shit because we don't entertain ran throughs and shit like that. That's platinum space.
I mean,
And
but Iori, look at it this way, Iori. I mean, women don't consult men to validate their femininity. No, they
no, they
consult other
don't do
women.
it at all.
Of course not.
But when it comes to so-called men, validating the masculinity, it's always about the women. Not like, yo, what the fuck? I mean, like when women do their feminine thing and all that, they don't give a fuck about what men have to say about it. Like, look, but
That's what I'm saying.
with
So
men and all that, it's
it
always
don't,
about what the women think. Like, yo, like what's really going on here with this?
I mean, like I said, you know what? If we're supposed to be honest
Right,
with
and,
each
and
other,
part of that is because those men haven't been socialized correctly to understand that you're supposed to pay attention to what you need to do and to hold on to powerful men that are going to take you to where you need to go.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
what
but
man? Why
That's
would
the
a
first
man?
lesson you're supposed to learn as a man, which is the first lesson that these brothers didn't learn. That's why they out here caking for ain't shit people.
Yeah,
yeah,
but this is what I'm saying. Like, where are the women who's going out of their way to say, you know what, you need to be honest with that man and tell you what you want out of him, so that way we can create the best families on the planet? Where are these women at? Because the femininity consultants ain't even saying that shit, right? Like the femininity consultants are not even telling women to be that honest with men up front, but men are being told to be honest with women up front. What's going on here? Like, why do we have to be so honest in a one-sided fashion, but they don't have to be honest with us, even though they have a system that protects them 100% of the time? I don't know. I think these are questions that people should ask, and that you should demand an answer to. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if we got femininity consultants running game on people and they're not being told to actually be honest with men, because you know what happened if you were to bring this up to a femininity consultant? They will hulk out and tell you that you don't get no women because you don't bow your damn head. That's what it is. That's what it's always been so
yeah.
far.
The same beta male shit the dating cockroaches, try to tell guys whenever they are encounter an opinion that they disagree with too. So as soon as you disagree with them, I get more women than you. Like, dude, what the fuck does that have to do with you being a man? I mean, it's like you're using women for a crutch for some strange reason or another. Like, what the hell, But
Right.
when
Well,
women are feminine, like they don't depend on men for a crutch, none of that. Like,
No,
well,
not at all.
you got to realize, JP, the reason that they go to that is because, unlike other people that actually have accomplishments and have a track record and a resume of what they've actually done, the only thing they could ever point to is how many bitches they got. So that's the only thing they can even talk about. See,
so it's like the last hope, the last stand. Okay.
right, right. Like, okay, so usually you can tell. It's like, okay, like, I was in job A, job B, job C, and every job that I got led to more and more money coming in. That's technically what a normal resume looks like for the most part. But the thing is, when you've been a street dude for so long and you really can't do anything like that. I mean, let's figure out how successful a lot of these people are when it turns out a lot of these guys are old. Their their whole situation is not promising to begin with. You know what I mean? Take a look at these videos, bro. Are they really doing what you would want your kids to be doing at their age? I mean, that's
I
the
mean,
simplest question you really need to answer. Like, cut the bullshit on everything else. Obviously, we know all the other bullshit. But the thing is, like, you got 50, 60-year-old dudes talking about how they were doing shit when they were 25 and shit like that. Man, like,
I mean, like in 1492 and in the Civil War, man.
if
It's
the
not
last
even
thing that you
relevant right now.
was 40 years ago, bro, like, I don't really think that you should be talking about anything for people like us who look at what we accomplished 6 months ago as the metric, or 4 months ago, or 3 months ago, or something like that. We're living closer to the now than all these other dudes are to begin with.
I mean, but Eeyore, look at it this way. I mean, how would those guys feel if some dude went to their daughter with mode one and all that?
I mean,
It's like, I mean, well, if it's so successful, then you should be cool with, some joker from around the way stepping to their daughters, their sisters, their mothers with mode one.
Yeah, like that's another thing. Like, no one asked the question, like, okay, would you be okay with somebody stepping up to your sister or your
With
aunt?
mode one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, so let's say you out and about, you hanging out with your sister and all that, you hanging out with your female cousins and all that, and then like some knucklehead comes up, hey, hey baby, how about you let me slide some of this dick up in you? Like, like you could be ready to fight, that's just what it is, right? But
Hey, you
you would
should be
but
hope,
okay with it, right?
you would hope, but like, I don't really have a lot of faith when it comes to any of these brothers. So, like, they that would be correct under normal circumstances, but these people are atypical and neurotypical. So
Yeah,
yeah,
these
man.
these
yeah, man.
people are not neurotypical. They're semi abnormal. So it is what it is.
No, I mean, the actual result is abnormal too. So I don't think it. But when people start to vehemently defend such nonsense without proof, I got a problem with that, man. And that's just where I'm at with it. Like, listen, I'm willing to believe it, but I'm gonna require further study, man. It's like, it's an incomplete right now. I mean, it's incomplete, and the type of people who are defending Mode One, I wouldn't want them just as fans, man. I wouldn't want them fans of the product, because I think that dude does an enormous amount of harm. Having the wrong people promote your product is one of the worst things that you can ever have, man.
Hey, MOT, but when you have to prove, then it's not believing, it's knowing. I mean, that's the
I know.
difference.
I mean, he said he's been doing this shit for 20 years, right? You mean to tell
Yeah,
me that,
man.
it's kind of like, once iPhone and Android got their camera right, man, everybody stopped seeing Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster all at the same time. The moment you had that camera right, nobody seen chupacabras or none of that shit. All that shit just went out the window. Nobody got
Yeah.
abducted by aliens or none of that shit. All that shit stopped all at the same time as soon as you got that camera straight.
Yeah, ain't no, yeah, like no Leviathan, no Behemoth, none of
No,
that. I mean,
nothing.
not even,
All of them stopped at the same time, man.
and not even Frankenstein's monster, not even Dracula. I mean, it's just what the
Nothing.
fuck.
All that just stopped at the same time, bro. We couldn't even make dumbass claims about meteor or meteor showers or none of that shit. They got this shit so down pat that where, yeah, if you've seen it, it's seen by other people and satellites and shit now. So you can't even lie about that kind of stuff anymore.
I mean, it's like the Conan 19, man. Ever since Conan came out, you ain't heard nothing else about the flu, you know?
That's where we at, man. So I think we beat this Mo one thing to bed. I'm gonna have on people like Mel and maybe this Sage Growth dude in the actual chat, so that way they can explain to me the actual position of Mo one because I like putting these people on camera and having them explain it. Because I think that putting a comment in a position to actually prove his point is one of the best things that I've ever seen in my life when it came to law enforcement, and I think we need to do it the same thing here in the actual YouTube space. So it's like, look, I don't want the author to come on because I know he can't prove his point. He's hiding behind y'all. So why don't y'all come on and just prove your point for him? It's great. I mean, we can start from like October 31st. Today is the 4th. So, we can get some Mo 1, people to come on and actually prove their Mo 1 points and actually have their Mo 1 week. We can have like, different line ass dudes calling into the show, telling me how much they actually, mold one the hell out of things. And that's just where we at, man. I think that I think their track record that they talk about is what we see on the screen, man. Like, look at this dude, man. He's mode one. This dude's been mode the entire time, man. This dude haven't stopped yet. Still, still winning.
Look at that dude getting all them coins, fighting all them
That's what I'm
monsters.
saying,
For
man.
what, man?
Dude ran through, man. Like every time he practices mode one, this is what he gets. Every time. Success.
Getting all them coins just to give them away with nothing. I mean, had to work his
No,
ass off for them coins too, man. It's like motherfucker,
listen,
you know.
man. Listen, man. It's not a big deal when you can get the coins like that, though. Like when you can get the coins like that, no effort. You can just run through things. I think that's great. So, so you got anything else, JPI, before we get up out of here?
No, man. Like I said, thanks for having me on, man. Like I know you thought I was a troll at first, but no. I ain't.
No,
I ain't
no,
even on that.
listen. I don't care whether you're a troll or not. I just know I'm not taking down no live streams.
Oh yeah. I got you, man. Like okay, like
Hey, listen.
nice to meet you, MOT. By the way,
Yeah,
man.
no problem. If you willing to get butt naked and show your public hairs on this motherfucker, they're gonna put your ass in court and they're gonna take your ass to fucking jail.
Look, I ain't that type. Okay, now you know I ain't that type of guy, man. I'm not.
No,
I don't do no shit
no.
like that.
But
No.
see, you have to give them the actual warning up front before they do some
Oh
stupid
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I
Yeah.
understand that too. I understand. So
So,
yeah,
I mean, so when you give them the warning up front and they do the shit anyway, it takes away
oh
all the
yeah,
fucking liability, and yeah, you were just allowed to fuck off. And that's the shit that you gonna do. So that's why
right.
I'm willing to have a conversation, but I'm not willing to have people on doing that helmet shit. I'm gonna take your ass to where the helmets go, behind bars where you get to complain about getting your ass whooped all the time. So, not a big deal. So, you got anything else on your order before we get up out of here, man?
Nah, bro, I'm good, bro. Just like I said, man. Like I said this on Truth Stream too. Like, yo, just figure out what it is that you want to do, man. Go to a country where it's possible and just live the best life that you can because it's the only one you got. You know what I
Because see,
mean?
what these people
If, if
do,
you if you a man worth your salt in anything, you don't want to be stuck in a non-productive uh, situation like that, man. It's a terrible way to be.
where I'm at with it, man, it's like, look, everybody believes this shit. It's time to get some proof on the table, man. It's not a big deal. There's a lot of stupid people out there who want to believe shit. I'm just saying this. Women wear lies. They buy lies. They put lies on every day. There's not a single femininity consultant or any person who claim to be on men's side who tell women not to be upfront with their actual ideas with actual men. But you have men trying to tell you to be 100% honest with fucking women. That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. Like women want the plausible deniability to go do all this stupid ass shit in the first place that they know they can get away with. How are they going to be able to do that if the man is not engaging in the lie from the first beginning? And somehow the prize is you actually doing this stuff in an honest fashion in an unstable system, man. It don't make no sense. So with that said, man, I want to thank everybody for coming through for the man tomorrow. Thank everybody for super chatting. Did thank you all for staying here for the 2 hours and something minutes. And you guys have a really nice day. And I want to talk to Mel, and I want to talk to this Sage Growth dude. And we're gonna have like a Mo one night where all these dudes jump up on the panel, and they can just tell me about their adventures with Mo one. And hopefully they have videotape proof. Because right now they got the GoPro 10 out, amazing camera. We should be seeing tons of proof. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through, and you guys have a really nice night. Peace.